Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Natasha if it is your first time here. In today's video, I'm going to be playing with the new e.l.f. Jkissa To The Rescue eyeshadow palette, as well as I picked up the Eyeshadow Topper Duo, and I also picked up the Forever brush kit that came with that. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be playing with this collection. I wanted to quickly give you a little update. I have made my orders for all of the Black-owned beauty brands beauty products. I'm just waiting on shipping. I paid for expedited shipping, but you know, we're still in a pandemic here, so hopefully that stuff gets here by the end of this week. I will have that video up this month. I'm just waiting for the products to get here in the mail. So that's that. If you're interested in this video, just keep watching.
Now close your eyes.
Okay, first things first, as always, let me pin back this hair. Do you guys see this pimple on my cheek? It hurts so bad, and it's in like the meat of my cheek, you know, so I can't even really like pop it. I know you're not supposed to like pop your own zits, that's like what everyone tells you, but I am a licensed esthetician, so I kind of feel like I can get away with it because I like know what I'm doing. But it's in the worst spot because it's literally in like the meat of my cheek. Do you know what I mean? So I can't like get in there. It's a whole thing. Also, look at my nails right now. Yuck! They are so chipped. I hardly ever paint my nails myself. The other day I was like, oh, I'm gonna paint them, and they all chipped. Now I feel like super punk rock, super like anarchy is my name, you know? I'm like low-key loving it, but also I'm gonna paint these probably today because it does not look cute. Anyways, let's jump into it. I already got my brow going and I primed my eyes. I primed my eyes today using this Pretty Vulgar eye primer. I really like this. It's okay. I've only used it a few times. I'm not like a huge eye primer person, but because this is a rainbow-y palette, I wanted to give just a little bit of a base today. So let's just jump in and start opening stuff up. This is the e.l.f. Jkissa. This is actually round 2. I wasn't able to get her first collection. It was completely sold out by the time that I went to get it. So I'm bummed about that, but I'm really happy I picked this guy up. This is the To The Rescue eyeshadow palette. So on the back of the palette here, there is a little note from Jkissa herself. It says, I wanted to create my version of a perfect rainbow palette. If you love color like me or are just trying out color, I think there is something in here for every makeup lover. It's just, you know, like a cute little basic message. Here is the palette when you first pull it out. e.l.f. x Jkissa To The Rescue. Super cute, plain white. And then let's open her up. So the first thing in here is actually this little sheet of stickers, which I think was like a really creative, really like smart move to make. So what these stickers are for is to customize your own palette. So you see the outside of the palette here is white, so then you can take the stickers and, you know, put your name, put all the little characters on it. These are her 2 dogs. You have like a little alien head. Really cute. Super cute little idea. I really love that. Now let's open this bad boy up. Ooh. Firstly, big mirror. Really happy about that. You know, I love when a palette comes with a mirror. So this palette has 18 shades in it. Top 2 rows are all mattes, and then this bottom row here is the metallic-y shades. I also believe this palette is 100% cruelty-free and vegan, which is really impressive because I do know that like reds and purples are a harder shade to get in a vegan formula because usually they use, why can't I think of the word? A main component that's really used, a main ingredient that's really used in like red eyeshadows is like crushed beetles. Why can't I think of what the word is for that? Any other time I would know exactly what it was, but this palette is completely vegan, which I think is great, and I'm pretty sure that each of the names on the palette are names of different dogs that she knows. Like her 2 dogs and then other people's dogs, like her friends' dogs and stuff like that. So that's really awesome, really cute. This is a really fun rainbow palette. I have tried e.l.f. eyeshadows. I tried the little quads, but I think that's pretty much it. I'm really excited to jump into this rainbow palette. Fun. I'm really excited to jump into this. I have literally zero idea of what I want to do. So let's kind of look at the other stuff. So the next thing we have here is the Eyeshadow Topper Duo. The packaging on this is so cute because a lot of the same little characters are in that sticker sheet. This is called the Tsuki to My Heart. Tsuki is the name of one of her dogs. Eyeshadow Duo, and let's see here. Super cute. So it looks like there is 2 shades. The white shade here is called What a Pity Smile, and the golder shade is called I'm Pupset. I believe that she said that this gold shade was kind of a recreation of a shade that she did in her first collection. Like I said, I didn't get that, unfortunately, whatever. Cute. I don't normally love like a liquid shadow thing, and I've never actually tried an e.l.f. liquid shadow, so I'm excited to try this out. And then also we have the 6 brush collection. This is called the Forever brushes. 6 brushes here. Really cute brushes. I love the style on here. It is like a rainbow ombre. Brushes feel nice. I do really like e.l.f. brushes. They are like a little lightweight, but they are super affordable, so that's kind of like the trade-off with e.l.f. brushes. But most of the time I think e.l.f. brushes are great, so I'm excited to try those. I'm just going to pop these all out. And to show you here. So it looks like you have 2 flat definer brushes and 4 kind of more shading, buffing brushes. Super cute. Okay. I just don't know what I want to do. I feel like I'm stalling right now because I'm a little overwhelmed with my choices. I think what I want to do is I want to use like half the palette on one eye and half the palette on the other eye, kind of doing like a 2 looks, 1 palette deal. So, let me just get started. So for this eye, I'm going to go in with the more warmer shades. So I'm going to take the yellow, the orange, and the reds. And then on the other eye, I'm going to do the green, blues, and purples. And I'm going to start out with the e.l.f. x Jkissa J4 brush. This is just like a nice domed shader brush. So first I'm going to dive right into the shade Yosemite right here. Just right on that brush. It does have a little bit of fallout already, but nothing too bad. And I'm going to start building that on the inner part of the eye, the inner corner, building that up. So far the pigment is showing up really nicely. There is quite a bit of fallout. I would say the shadow feels kind of dry, but it is highly pigmented. So usually I feel like that's kind of the trade-off when you get a lot of pigment. The shadow tends to be a little bit drier, a little bit more, I don't think crumbly is the word, but a little bit more powdery. And then I'm just going to go in right here to the shade Millie, which is just a basic orange shade. I'm getting the same kind of powdery fallout with that as well. And I am just going to start putting that right here in the middle. And then I'm going to go in for the outer corner of my eye and use this shade Casey, which is like a tomatoey red shade. I'm really intrigued on how these red shades are going to perform. It's pretty pigmented so far. I mean, it matches my zit perfectly, the shade. So I got that going for me. I'm actually really surprised with how pigmented that is right off the bat. Usually with red shadows, especially vegan red shadows, the pigment just isn't there. It kind of fades away or it kind of blends a little bit more orangey, and this one has a lot of pigment. I think I might have even used a little bit too much. I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Jkissa. I'm going to stop saying e.l.f. Jkissa because that's all I'm using. I'm going to go in with the J2 brush, which has a very similar feel to like a MAC 217, just a little bit bigger, not as firm. And I'm going to start just kind of blending out the edges on that, smoothing it out a little bit. Dip a little bit more into that Millie shade, which is the orange. I'm running into an issue where the orange and the red are really blending together. They are really similar shades in tone, and I kind of want more of like a yellow, orange, red vibe, and they are blending together a little bit more than I'd like. Okay, so this is what I got going so far. I feel very like Toucan Sam, Fruit Loop vibe going on here. So I now want to go into the shimmery shades in the palette, and I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to go yellow, orange, then red. Except for I'm just going to go in with my finger. I love using my finger for more shimmery metallic shades. I just think it works out better with like the warmth of your finger. I have more control, gives me less fallout. So first I'm going to start in with the shade Firefly, and I mean that's out of focus, but look how reflective that is. That looks like gold flake. That is so metallic and so shiny. Wow. Okay, let's get that. I almost feel like it came off a little bit better on my finger than it is on my eye, which is strange. I feel like I'm really having to layer it up to get that same effect on my eye. Alright, now I'm going to go into the next shade, which is Tsuki, and this one is a little bit more chunky feeling, a little bit more chunky looking, and this is kind of like a clementine orangey shade. They're going on chunkier on the eye than I was originally envisioning. But I believe that she did say if you get them wet, they give you a more metallic-y finish. You can see that that looks really chunky on my eye. And then at the very end, the very outer corner, I'm going to take the shade Strawberry, which is almost more of like a maroony purpley shade. So you can see we have Firefly, Tsuki, and then a Strawberry at the end here, which has more of a purpley maroony feel to it. If I'm gonna be honest, I'm not loving the shimmer shades. I don't think that they are going on very well. They're going on really chunky and kind of patchy. I'm not really loving it. I am going to try to get them wet, but I feel like usually I use my finger and I don't have any issue with any type of shades like this. And this one I'm having kind of a big issue. They are very textured looking and I'm not loving that. Oh my god. I just went to grab this and I straight dug my fingers into it so hard. I have to go wash my hands. I have literal eyeshadow just caked in there. So I will be right back. Okay. Hands are washed. If I'm being completely honest, I'm hating the way this is looking right now. I really liked it before I started to put these shimmery shades on, and I feel like there's just fallout all over my face, and they're going on so patchy and so chunky, and it's literally just crumbling everywhere. I'm going to try to get them wet. We'll see. I'm going to go in with the J1 brush. First, I'm going to go into the shade Firefly. Coat the brush with that, and then I will spritz it with a little spray, and we'll see if that does anything. I can't believe I dug my fingernails into that. That's so frustrating. Okay, let's see if that makes it any better. Okay, so right off the bat, I could tell that that is giving it more of a metallic-y, full coverage look. Let me go in with the other shades and see if I can get a similar vibe to it. So I'm going to go in next with Tsuki. It does appear that if you get the shadows wet, they seem to work a little bit better. I still am not like the biggest fan of the texture. That's just me personally. If you like a more texturized eyeshadow, a more texturized look, then you'll probably really love that. Let me go in lastly to the shade Strawberry and see if I can fix this at all.
For the record.
Okay, getting the metallic-y shadows wet is definitely the way to go. They're having way more of a better color payoff and they're not going on as patchy. I just like am not happy with it. I don't really like the way it looks. I don't like how chunky it is. So you could see just right here on my cheek, that is all glittery, shimmery fallout. I didn't really have any fallout on my cheeks from the matte shades, but as soon as I went in with those other shades, it just kind of went haywire. I hate it. I'm not gonna lie, I hate this eye look I got going on right now. I had this whole idea for it and it kind of fell apart and I'm not really into it, so I'm kind of feeling a little discouraged right now. Like I don't really know what to do. Part of me wants to take this Firefly shade and kind of just put it all over the lid, which is what I think I am going to do. I think that's going to be my saving grace here. So, and see if I can make this look any better.
For the record.
I don't know if that made it better or worse. It's to the point now where it's just so chunky on my eye. I'm not very happy in it. Let me zoom you in just a little bit more too so you can really like see. That's all fallout all over my cheeks and face. And then the eye itself, like, it's just really chunky. It's really textured. It's not really like my thing. I'm feeling so frustrated, so discouraged right now. I mean, it's just makeup. I can wash it off. It's not a huge deal, but I really messed this up. Okay, that's as good as it's going to get. I'm to the point now to where if I keep messing with it, it's just going to get worse. So I'm just going to leave this eye, leave it be for a while and start working on the other eye. And now that I know a little bit more about how those shimmery shades perform, hopefully this other eye I can work out a little bit better. So just using my color switch here to help clean off the brush since I'm using a bunch of rainbow colors. And I am going to do this eye similar style as I did this eye, but hopefully it'll end up looking better. So I'm going to first go in with the shade. So I'm going to first go in right here with the shade Peaky, which is this nice just green, grass green style color, and start working that in the inside of this eye, and we'll see how it goes. mean, I'm loving the matte shadows. I think the matte shadows are great. I think just the shimmery shades are like more of a learning curve for me. I watched her video where she announced the palette and kind of talked about everything, but maybe I should watch it again because it's just not working out for me. Next, I'm going to go in to the shade Cannoli, which is just a nice true blue shade. And then on the outer corner, I'm going to go in with this top purpley shade in the shade Sadie. Sadie is such a dog's name. I feel like in my life I've like encountered a million dogs named Sadie. I will say so far out of all of the matte shades, the purple is performing the worst. Purple is a really hard shade to make. It's kind of just a little patchy, giving a little gray vibe to it. I'm going to take the J2 brush and kind of blend that out, soften up the harsh lines.
For the record.
What's going on right here on my kind of brow bone area, why there's like those weird patches that don't want to fill in with shadow. I'm struggling today. Clearly I am struggling today. Do you see that though? Like right here, for some reason there's like those two little triangles that just won't. Why is it doing that? That is so weird. I am so beyond frustrated right now. I am having such an off day. It's just makeup. That's all it is. You can wash it off. It's not a big deal. I have no fucking clue what's going on right there. Absolutely no clue. I've never had that happen before. I'm not using any different products. I don't know why it's just deciding in those two little spots right there that it's not going to pick up pigment. I mean, you can see what I'm talking about, right? Like, why is that just... I've been filming for like 45 minutes and it's been a failure. I mean, the more I'm looking at this eye, the more I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. But is it because this eye is just acting up too? What a terrible review this is. This is definitely more of a watch me flop and fail and get frustrated than it is showing off any type of skill at all. Yikes. Okay. Well. If I'm gonna keep it real with you, at this point, if I wasn't filming, if I was just getting ready for my day, I would wash my face and I would tell myself, like, today isn't a makeup day. It's not for you. Your hands aren't cooperating. Your eyes aren't cooperating. Like, today is not the day. But because I'm filming, I'm going to finish up this eye. And then you know what? This is just editorial, right? This is just grungy, messy. Like, that's what it is. So, let me go in and try to do a little shimmer work here. I'm going to go in straight with wet shadows because we've learned that they don't work as well when they're dry. Or maybe we haven't learned that. Maybe it's just me. So, I'm going to go in with the shade Regan, which is the green shimmer shade. This one is picking up really nicely on the brush, actually. I'm going to miss that. And I don't think I'm going to try to do the 3-layered shimmer like I did on this eye. I think I'm just going to take this Regan shade and put it all the way over so it somewhat has like a similar vibe. I mean, the shade is very pretty. Very, very pretty. I mean, honestly, this might be my favorite shade in the palette. I really like the way this color is. And this is going on really nicely. Well, I will say, going in with those shadows wet is 1000% the right move because as you can see, I have all this fallout over here. But on this eye here, I have like 0 fallout. So that does tell me that these shadows like 1000% really need to be used wet. I love this green shade in Regan. I think this green shade is so pretty. I am really happy with the mattes. I think all the matte shades blended out well. I mean, I don't know what's going on over here on my eye. I don't know what's going on over here, if I'm being honest. Yikes. Yikes. Like, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hop off camera. I am going to clean up my face, put on concealer, bronzer, and all of that. Then we will come back and I will talk a little bit more about this. I just wanted to quickly say this video is a fail, okay? It is. I fucked up. Doesn't look great. I don't know what's going on with my eyebrow over here. I'm having one of those days. Some days it just doesn't work, and that's okay. And I think something that I wish I saw more that I don't really see is people kind of fucking up. Mistakes happening. I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm not in any way like the most skilled makeup person. I'm not the greatest. I can't recover every situation, but stuff like this happens. Maybe I was just a little too ambitious. Maybe I didn't do enough research. Who knows? But stuff like this just happens. Some days your makeup just doesn't go the way you want it to go, and that's okay because it's makeup and it can just wash off and you just learn for next time. Like next time I use this palette, I'm gonna know to get the shimmer shades wet. So let me hop off, let me clean up this mug real quick, and then we'll come back and we'll chat a little bit more. Okay, so I went ahead and finished up my face, put on some mascara, and I think maybe I was being a little too hard on myself. Once I put mascara on and I finished up, you know, the rest of my face, I think that it doesn't look terrible. I don't think it looks great. I don't think it's like the best work I've ever done. I still like don't understand what's going on over here with my eyebrow. Like you could see that it just is like not picking up pigment right there. I don't get that. That's frustrating. But I think once, you know, you complete the face, it kind of pulls everything together and gives more of like the illusion of it looking really good. So let's kind of just, I just realized I didn't even use this. Okay, let me just swatch it on the back of my hand. So first we have What a Pity Smile. And then on the other shade here, we have I'm Pupset. Ooh, that one's really pretty. It's more green than gold once you get it out of the tube. Okay, so here is those Eyeshadow Duo, the liquid eyeshadow topper, swatched. I totally forgot that that was even a product. I think it's really pretty. They are kind of chunky. They definitely are like a glittery. I don't think that you could use this like to get like a full coverage look, but if you're wanting to just use this as a topper, you know, add a little bit more glitter, I think that these are pretty. The brushes, I ended up only using 3 of the brushes. I do really like the brushes. I love e.l.f. brushes. I think they're really affordable and they work really well. I have quite a few e.l.f. brushes in my collection, and I think these are really cute, really fun. I love the brushes. The only thing is I wish there was a pencil brush. You get these 2 more definer brushes and then you get these 4 blending brushes. I just wish that there was like a pencil brush, like a smaller detail-y pencil brush in there. But other than that, I really liked the brushes. I think they worked well. Let's get into the palette. So the To the Rescue palette, I used quite a bit of shades. I used 10 shades out of the palette. So you can see here, I used this whole top row of mattes, and then I used these 4 shimmery shades right here. So let's start with the mattes. I actually really like the matte shadows. I think they're really pigmented. I think they blended out really nicely, other than this weird eyebrow situation. I don't know what that was. I don't think that was the eyeshadows. I think that's just my skin being an asshole. So I really like the matte shades. I thought they all showed up really pigmented. The only one that I felt was a little meh was the color Sadie right here, which is this purpley shade. I do know that purples are one of the hardest eyeshadows to formulate to make. Purple is just like a weird color. It's hard to make it show up really pigmented. It's hard to have it blend out really nicely. This kind of blended in with the blue and it turned into like a navy blue mess over here. But that's like partially me, partially the eyeshadow. The rest of the shades, I'm really impressed with the red shadow. I really liked the pigment in that. They all showed up really well. They all blended out really nicely. As for the shimmery shades, definitely a learning curve. I would say don't use them dry. Don't use them dry. They don't show up very well, and also there is a lot of fallout. I think these shades should only be used wet. On this eye here is where you saw that I struggled the most, but once I used that shade wet over the lid, it kind of redeemed itself. So then on this eye, I went in with this shade Regan, which I think could possibly be my favorite shadow in the whole palette. It is a beautiful green shadow. I got that wet and it went on like butter. It went on so nicely, so foily, so metallic-y, really pretty. I am going to continue to play with this. I think that I was just having an off day, you know? Sometimes it just doesn't work out for you. Now that I am like completely ready and I'm looking at myself, I'm like, ooh, maybe I was just a little too hard on myself. I don't think it looks bad. I think it looks pretty good, other than, you know, like the obvious weird spots. But like I said, it's just makeup. It washes off at the end of the day. Who cares? So I would say overall I am pretty happy with the collection. I need to redeem myself. I'm probably going to film another video using this palette now that I kind of figured out a little bit more how the shadows work. Like I said, I think the matte shadows are phenomenal. I really, really liked the matte shades. It was just that learning curve with the shimmery shades. So now that I know, use them wet, I think it'll go great. So overall, I don't love it. I don't hate it. I think this palette is really cute. I love the little sticker sheet that came with it. I love the brushes. I think the brushes were great. And I think these are pretty. I haven't used this on like my eyes yet, so I can't really speak to like how well it is, but they swatched really pretty. I mean, look at that. That's out of focus, but you can see just like how much that sparkles and how pretty that is. And it actually dried down pretty fast. I'm pretty impressed with that. So I will test this bad boy out and use this sometime this week, as well as I'm going to keep playing with this palette, because like now that I'm looking at it with the rest of my face makeup done, I'm like, it doesn't look terrible other than like the obvious little mistakes. I think it looks great. I just really struggled with those shimmer shades. Like I was saying earlier, I'm going to put this up and kind of showing you guys like where I messed up when I got stressed out. That's something that I like to see because myself personally, I don't know about you, but like I start to get really frustrated and I start to get really down on myself, and in reality I'm like, it's just makeup. It washes off, you know? It's what it is. So I will have everything listed down below. This whole collection, I believe it's still available. I think it's at Ulta and it's at the e.l.f. website. I'm not sure if it's in stores, if you're going to see it in Target or anything like that. I'll do a little research on that and I will leave all that information in the description box down below. Thank you guys for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe. I post here on YouTube every Tuesday and Friday. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.